Okay, guys, what's going on? I am. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so I am going to be talking to you guys today about protocols, networking protocols in general. And I'm doing this because if you guys got into networking recently or IT recently, maybe you looked up, a few things on the internet, and you probably would have immediately come across these things called protocols. And if you didn't come across anything specifically like protocols you might be seeing everywhere, like IP, like I don't know, you probably might have seen on Wikipedia, like if you look there, TCP IP, that kind of stuff. And I'm just trying to clarify what those are. TCP IP is a protocol suite. IP is a protocol. It stands for Internet Protocol. And I'm going to be telling you guys what protocols are. I'll do a few more in-depth videos about specific protocols like IAP or TCP/IP, but once you get the general idea for what a protocol is and the definition of it, then it goes fairly smoothly from there. Okay, so to start off with, one second. Perfect. My fancy brush. Actually, no. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, so to start off, what is a protocol, right? So if you went on Wikipedia, it would have said a protocol is like a set of rules that computers use when communicating with one another. And when I first heard this, I was a bit confused at first. Rules, like when I thought of rules, I immediately thought of, like, I don't know, people not being allowed to play on those swing set, safety rules, like put your seatbelt on, or like don't talk to strangers, that kind of stuff. And then it's like, okay, so rules that computers use, so like don't talk to specific computers, like that. And it kind of is like that. That is a rule, but I'm going to be you kind of have to get this mindset of what the definition of a rule means when you're talking about computers, okay? And so I'm gonna give you an example. And some of you might already be thinking like this, and that's good. But it's still good to kind of get a general understanding of what protocols are. So like I said, protocols are like a set of rules or rules that computers use when communicating with one another. So the two rectangles I just drew, those represent computers, okay? We have computer A over here and computer B, let's say. And so when essentially when computers want to communicate with one another, what will happen is computer A will send a request to computer B, okay? Send a request to computer B, or it'll say, "Hey, computer B, oh, sorry, I want some information from you," or something like that, right? And this information could be anything. Maybe it's a picture. It might be your grandmother's yam recipe. I don't know. It wants data from computer B. Computer B has data, and so computer B is gonna say, "All right, sure thing," and it's gonna send it back. It's gonna respond to computer A's request. Okay, it's gonna respond to it. Now, what does this have to do with protocols or rules that I just showed you? Well, let me tell you, you just witnessed a protocol. Okay, the rule was that when computer A is going to ask computer B for information, or the rule for getting information, okay, if computer A wants to get information or data from computer B, the rule is computer A must first request information, okay? That is a rule. That's one of the protocols that follows. And when computer B gets the request from computer A, it does not just say and it doesn't like do anything. It has to give a response. That is one of the protocols. Yeah, that's one of the rules that computer B follows. So like uh computer B, over here, it's like shot back some a response, right, to computer A and gave it its information. So those are rules. The rule for computer A is it must make a request to computer B, and computer B, the rule is once computer A makes that request, um, computer B has to send back information to computer A specific to that request. So if computer A, when I mean specific to that request, let's say for example computer A asks for a picture, but computer B, like, instead it gives back data, but that data, I don't know, is some like report card or something, right? A digital report card. it's not specific to that request. You asked for a picture, but it gave you something completely different, right? And that's one of the rules, is that the computer B must give back information that computer A is specifically asking for, right? That's like a protocol. That's an example of a rule. And you might be all telling or thinking to yourselves now, well, no duh, if I want information from someone, I'm gonna say, hey, can you have this? And my friend is gonna say, oh, here you go, right? But here's the thing, to computers, you have to understand, computers are not smart. They cannot do common sense. They don't have common sense. They are fast, so we might think they're smart. They're very, very fast. But they cannot do a single thing without us telling it what to do first, or without us telling them to do what to do first, right? And let's say, for example, we didn't have these protocols, okay? Or let's say the protocols were all messed up and weird, right? And you said, oh, I don't have to specify that computer A has to ask for information. First, it knows that by itself. Well, it doesn't. And if you didn't specify that it had to, if you didn't make a protocol, if you did not make a rule that it had to, computer B, it might just go shooting off random bits of information, it would go shooting off random bits of information. And, and computer A will get information it never requested for. You see, so it's like all these problems would arise if you didn't have protocols or set of ways to communicate with other computers, okay? Now, I just made up an example of a protocol, okay? But, like, protocols are rules, right? And so maybe another protocol or another rule that computer B has, one of its networking protocols is when computer A asks for information, if that information is secret, then the rule is the protocol it will not give back information to computer A. Maybe that is a rule that it has, right? A protocol that it has. I'm giving you guys examples of protocols here. And but if it is not secret, it can give that information to computer A. That is also a rule. The rule is if it's not secret, or the protocol is if it's not secret, it can give information back to computer A. Okay. Now also think about this. This might be another protocol. If computer B is sending this information right here, right, across this arrow, to computer A, maybe if it like shoots all the information in one quick thing. If, for example, if I'm talking to you, right, and you say, where do I live? And I'm like, I say it really fast, you don't understand where it is, where I live. That's not good, because now you don't have the proper information if I invited you over to my house or something. Okay, same thing if computer B sends back information at a super fast speed or in large chunks of data at a time, computer A might not be able to process it. So one of the protocols, one of the rules is that computer B has to send it, instead of sending it one big chunk, one of the protocols is that it has to send it in like kind of maybe smaller chunks, right? So that computer A can process it better. That is a protocol. That is a rule that computer B might have to follow. Okay, and so protocols are just rules that computers use when communicating with one another. And there are multiple types of protocols, right? It's kind of like if you have multiple softwares, different protocols govern different rules, right? Like there might be a protocol that governs, like, for example, right, like the protocol that I just talked about how computer A has to make a request and computer B has to respond. That might be a different protocol than a protocol telling computer B that it has to send information in small chunks back at a time to computer A or something like that. There are many different protocols, like you have, different software, stuff like that. But that is in general what protocols are, what networking protocols are. So I hope that helped clarify things up, and I'll be back with another video soon. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I will try to get back to every single one, especially because this is my first video. I don't have anything else to do right now. So fire away, and I hope to see you guys later.